Okay, lesson 6, unknown angle problems with inscribed angles in circles. Now, this actually leads to more down the road, but they want you to analyze things as best you can. This is a continuation of lesson 5 to a certain degree, and they gave us a puzzle. They said, in a circle, a chord DE and a diameter AB. So we've got, here's the chord, here's the diameter, are extended outside the circle to meet at point C. So all the way out, all the way out. You guys, those are what we call secants, which we'll get into in another lesson, but it's a good start. Okay. If measure of angle DAE is 46, as marked, measure of angle DCA is 32 as marked, find the measure of angle DEA. So they're looking for this angle here. Now notice too that they want us to find X. They just didn't say it. They should have. Right off the bat, notice that X intercepts this arc. And they drew in a dotted line here. That dotted line allows us to intercept the same arc. So right now I can, if I were to label that as X right in there, that's going to be helpful. So notice that I have a line here that was drawn. It created X, but it also intercepted a diameter. That means that this right here, from the dotted line to here, is 90 degrees. I now have all the measures of that large triangle in place. I know that starting at 32 plus X plus 46, right? That's another angle, plus 90 plus X, that's the third angle right there. All that's going to equal 180. Interestingly enough, we might be able to find X here. Okay, the goal is to find Y, but let's take it one step at a time. Clearly, I've got two X's here. 32 plus 46 plus 90 is 168 equals 180. Subtract that, and I got 2x is equal to 12, or x is equal to 6. If x is equal to 6, then this angle here is 96 degrees. And now I can find y, because I know that y is equal to 180 minus 96 minus 46, what do we got? Where's the calculator when you need one, right? And that all equals 38. All right, so kind of an interesting problem, but you had to put the puzzle, literally put the puzzle together like they said. All right, let's work 4 more problems and call this one a day. First problem gave us find the x value, and x is clearly right here. That intercepts this arc. This angle here also intercepts that arc. We know that this is an isosceles triangle here. What does that mean? Well, one, we know we have right angles here. Therefore, we also know we have right angles here. If this is an isosceles triangle, then we have to look seriously at the fact that this is a right triangle right here. And this is a right angle right here. Since these are congruent, then these have to be congruent, which makes this 45 and this 45. Since this 45-degree angle right here intercepts this arc, and so does this one, then this has to be 45 degrees. So x equals 45. And again, you're just putting the puzzle pieces together. All right, problem number 3 says hint, draw a radius from A to E. Well, if you do that, you've just created another isosceles triangle, which means that's also x. If that's x, right, we know that the inscribed angle here intercepts this arc at 34. That means this here has got to be 68, right? So right there, 68 degrees total, right? Um, the question now is, let's see, where am I looking? Can we show that all radii are congruent? Okay, and that's true. So let's take a look at this. We know this is also 34, right? We're looking at parallel lines. If you have parallel lines, do we have any transversals? Yeah, oh man, we got more than that. Look at that. So we now know that that is also 34, and I actually gave you too much information. That's 34. Okay, so I've got 2x plus 34 equals 180. 2x equals 146. Therefore, x divided by 2 gives me 73 degrees. There's a lot of information there that we had to look at, and we actually didn't need it all. And we're able to get through this. Number 4. We've seen this similar problem before. We know that if this is 104, then this angle here, which intercepts the same arc, is going to be half the 104, or 52, which makes this also 52. We're looking for x, which is in the middle. We're going to have to find g. I'm actually going to try to find that. I know that these angles here are supplementary. If I subtract 180 minus 52, I'm going to get 128. I know this is 128, and there we go again. I've got a quadrilateral. I know that the angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360, right? So G is going to equal 360 minus 128 minus 128 minus 30. And if all goes well, G is equal to 74, which means X is equal to 74 by vertical angles. That's pretty cool. All right, number 5. Let's take a quick look at that. We're going to have to do some thinking on this one, in that I have multiple intercepted arcs, which are 30 degrees. I know then, this is kind of interesting. This may be easier than we think. that this is 120. This is 120. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's see. It makes this 60. If that's true, then that right there is a right angle, and that right there is a diameter. And I didn't draw that very well. Which makes this 90 degrees, which equals x. And all we had to do is put the pieces of the puzzle together to find out what we were doing. All right. Good luck. Have fun. Keep putting the pieces together.